vortex. I must vent. I must vent, and maybe I will incorporate the keyboard into my venting. Maybe I will not. Probably at some point. So, I'm sure that plenty of people will understand where I'm coming from, because everybody has to deal with these types of people, okay? Toxic people. Now, before I even start, I'm gonna say I'm not perfect, okay? And I know I'm not perfect, but I'm gonna try to be a little better. I'm gonna put my seatbelt on, okay? Just so nobody can complain about that. Even Thelonious. Thelonious is the one that complains about it the most. That's the name of my car. I've talked about this before. I've talked about the types of people that I work with, and that many of them really, really need to see a therapist or read a self-help book or something. But they don't, and they probably never will. But it's one of those things that you just have to put up with. Now, I have a lot of emotional maturity. I used to not, you know, back when I was a teenager, maybe in my early 20s. But that's understandable because I was a teenager, or in my early 20s. I work with people that are in their 30s, and they take everything personally. They're always feeling the need to, like, indicate how pissed off they are. Like, they can't seem to refrain from expressing their disdain, you know? Because they don't realize that those people that they're so angry with aren't going to change. And, you know, I've talked about this before, you know, just working in the restaurant industry, you just have to deal with the same shit over and over and over again. So it really doesn't make sense to keep complaining about it. Now, maybe I should take my own advice and stop bitching about America, because Americans don't change worth a shit. But let's keep continuing this conversation, since I have the tendency to get sidetracked, or poly-sided tracked as I call it. But yeah, I said something tonight that I suppose came off as criticism, though I didn't really mean for it to. I was just kind of jokingly stating something, and it was blown way out of proportion, and I just started this whole tirade with this person that I'm convinced has borderline personality disorder. Okay, which is why I don't care. I mean, I do care. I'm obviously doing this video, but I don't care enough to, like, worry about it. Like, oh no, she doesn't like me now. Because, you know, if it wasn't me that she was mad at, it'd be somebody else. And if it's not me that's her favorite person, it'd be somebody else. And once you understand the way that these people are, you don't give a fuck, because they're not serious people. A serious person would go to therapy and try to tackle some of these issues rather than continuing to get pissed off about the same fucking thing. But yeah, she got really pissed off and just started throwing shit around and yelling at me, and then yelling at me through other people. Like, she was just talking loud enough. She wanted me to know that she was fucking pissed off, and Because she's not a serious person. But she's a manager. Okay, this is the kind of shit you have to deal with working in restaurants all the time. Like, just the most emotionally immature people. Always taking everything personally and acting like they work so hard. And I'm not going to knock her work ethic. She has an impeccable work ethic. But that's mainly because she's such a piece of shit. You know, that she has to take pride in something, and that's the something she takes pride in. And like I said, not fucking perfect over here, okay? I could point out a long ass list of faults, you know, and I definitely didn't lay it all on the field tonight. Like most days I do, but tonight I just wasn't really feeling it. But every single time that she gets mad, she acts like she's the only person in that store that works. She's the only person that is worth his shit, you know? And that's so infuriating, but, you know, I internalize all this stuff because there's no point. I'm not going to get into a yelling match with her. I'm not even going to try to fight with her, you know? There's just no point. Especially, you know, if somebody's mad at you, like, don't talk to them when they're mad, because that's not going to be a good conversation. It's not going to be worth anything. And you're just going to end up saying stuff that you swear you don't mean, but you did mean it. You know? And that's why I know that she's full of shit, because, like, whenever she gets mad, she can't wait to, like, tear people apart. And, you know, she just talks shit about people all the time. It's like a constant thing that she does. And there's this other chick that we work with who's exactly like her. And all they do is bitch about each other when they're not around. But then whenever they get together, they're like best friends. Because they're both narcissists. Now, this has forced me to re-examine, as we do, our own behavior. And go, how do I act just like them? How am I talking shit about people? I know that I do. But once again, I stress I am a comedian. That is part of it. But I don't like doing that. I feel bad doing that. Even if what I'm saying is 100% accurate, I still feel bad saying it because it's negative energy. And anytime that you talk trash about somebody, it could be totally true, whatever you're saying, but you just seem like, you know, kind of a piece of shit saying it. But yeah, I hate women because all they do is gossip. And it's like, every single time that I bitch about women, it's like, I feel bad about it. Because I'm like, you know, not all women act like that. I mean, there's some women I work with that are pretty cool. And if they said something that was hurtful, they'd feel bad about it. But not these women that I'm talking about. And it's really conniving, really manipulative. But, you know, some might have noticed, because this person that I'm talking about is very hot-headed. It's like, her anger issues are so fucking extreme that, like, yeah, any time that she's bitching about somebody, it's like, I can tell that there's this sigh of relief that, okay, at least she's not mad at me. You know? At least I'm not the one that she's trashing. But that's so fucking shitty. Because, like, if she's gonna do it to them, she'll do it to you eventually, because shitty people don't get less shitty. You know? It's just like, oh, she's not shitty with you right now, but eventually she will be. Just wait till you piss her off. Wait till you say one little thing that triggers the bitch, and then she'll prove that she's a fucking thunder cunt. And issues. She needs to talk to somebody. She needs to stop fucking drinking so much. It's like she prides herself on being a functioning alcoholic. That, I mean, I guess that's kind of cool in a way. I'm jealous of that, honestly, I am. But I'm not jealous of the fact that she can't control herself whenever she gets pissed off. But you know, for whatever reason, she really, really wants me to like her. She wants my approval so bad. And then when I prove to her that I don't want hers, she freaks the fuck out. And really, I wasn't even trying to criticize her. I was just joking with her. She couldn't even handle that. She just completely snapped. And every single time this happens, I'm always like, all right, just stop talking. Just stop talking, bitch. They can't handle the words coming out of your mouth, even though they were very few. You know? If she knew how I really felt about her, she'd probably kill herself. You know? I guess we could say that about a lot of people. Trash women, but women are typically trash. And then I'll feel bad, and then I'll take it back, and then I'll say it again. But I want my mind to be changed. I don't want you to stay the same. Also, I can be right. You know, like my brother's blowing me away because he really is different. Like his attitude, I can feel his energy isn't bad anymore. And that's the first thing that I noticed. I think it was like watching our uncle pass away that probably like really shook him. Especially if he's like doing drugs now. So he's really open to his mind. I feel like it really takes that for somebody that has narcissistic tendencies to change. It's like things have to happen to them for them to understand like that the way that they look at things has been wrong. You know? Like with comedy taught me that I wasn't a victim. That I chose to be a victim. And that, you know, society has a particular view of mentally ill people, specifically schizophrenics, that's not very good, but that's fine, because fuck society. You know? I can't be mad at them. People just go along with like what's comfortable. And I've never been comfortable, so I guess I just don't understand that. But you know, I never want to do something just so I can be comfortable. Like if it's the wrong thing, it's the wrong thing. You know? Like what's happened tonight with these people I work with is so reminiscent of like middle school. And it's like, you know, with a group of girls, if two of the girls aren't getting along, then like the other girls feel like they have to take sides. And that's what she does. That's why I know she's a fucking narcissist, because she pits people against each other. It's like this constant competition thing. And you know, I don't want to be ugly to her. I really don't. I want her to be a better person. But she's really not. And every time I try to give her the benefit of the doubt, she just keeps proving that she just wants to be shitty. like I said, if it's not me, it's somebody else, and that's not fair. You know? Like, I'm not the type of person like, oh, I'm not going to talk to you because this person over here that I like more than you is mad at you. You know? Like, I don't look at people like that. That's fucking transactional. You know, oh, well, you're not worth as much now. You know what I mean? Like, and she's a bitch that talks about equality. And like I've said so many times, people that preach equality from the fucking rooftops don't actually believe in it. Because if they believed in it, they would apply that principle. Because that is a principle. It is not something that you can enforce. It's some sort of policy. People either have that principle or they don't. And what's so funny to me, and only me it seems, is that, you know, people that are very, very narcissistic, they can talk all day about fairness, but it's really because they feel like they're being taken advantage of, or it's not fair for them. And so anytime that they pretend to fight for other people, it's really them, okay? So they're vicariously playing the victim through other people. And you know, we talk about people vicariously playing the hero, okay? That's why people are patriots. No shade if you're patriotic about the country you live in. You know, that makes sense if the country wasn't, you know, pushing degeneracy and, you know, women killing our kids and, you know, men being gay or hating themselves for being white. You know, there's really no point in being patriotic when, like, your country is telling you to kill yourself. Your country is telling you to hate yourself for being everything that you are. And this was a country that was once for you, okay? Specifically made for you, right? That's a different one. It's a little more positive. Dude, I'm so excited to go to church tomorrow. I'll tell myself, I'm gonna go to the earlier service. I probably won't. Well, we'll see what happens. Anything that you see is bad, try to make it good with everything you have. Anyone that doesn't treat you right, don't let it keep you up all night. No, stay up all night for other reasons, so many reasons, so many things to think about, sing about, talk about. I'm so sick of focusing on the negative. I've done it my whole life. And I don't want to be the type of person that thinks I'm so much better, all because I'm not you, or 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 you. Cause really, I just feel sorry that this is the way it has to be. I just want everything to be smooth sailing, but there's so much turbulence with so many people that don't realize the power of deep analysis. It's like she's a reactionary, you know? This friend of mine. I don't even want to call her a frenemy, because I don't want to see her as my enemy, you know? But she is like this annoying ass younger sister. Everybody I work with is like sibling to me. That's how I look at them. And so I relate to her a lot. And I tried to help her. She always seeks my advice. But she's a really toxic person, man. And every time this shit happens, I'm like, just quit your job. I'm like, really, dude? So fucking tempting. women are bullies. And you know, there are people that I work with that are like a lot more chill, but they get bitched about all the time. And, you know, I'm one of them. Because if I just say one thing that's like kind of sarcastic or smart-assy, I mean, everybody there's a fucking smart-ass. They're always sarcastic. But when I do it, it's not acceptable. Like I said, I don't say very much. One sentence later, pots and pans are being thrown around. There it is. There's that minor chord. Okay. That wasn't right. Okay. That definitely wasn't right. Do you have fun? Do you have fun doing stuff, making stuff, talking to yourself about stuff? I mean, it's kind of weird that people would just assume that I was, you know, not ever having a good time just because I rant about stuff. I mean, so what? You can rant about anything you want. And it feels good. It's like a form of therapy, you know? Well, I do it with myself all the time. And I'm probably the healthiest person in America. I know that seems like a joke, but it's really sad that it's not.